Hey guys, the 458 Scooter here today, and apologise for being inactive for a bit. I've fractured my wrist, but I'm back for a review on the brand new 2014 Kia Optima facelift. So without further ado, we'll go and take a look at it. And for the time being, it's worth noting, that's the car's auto lock. It's worth talking about the recent changes in the Kia design team. You may already see it here, but the car does have reminiscent features of Audis, such as the headlights, the mirrors with the LED strip on them. That's mainly down to actually Audi's head designer, ex-head designer, Peter Schreier, who has moved to Kia and is now designing for them. You can also notice that on the key. The Kia key, very similar to the Audi key. And he's designing their new cars now, but with a touch of past Kias, such as the Cube LED system. I'll point out some of the Audi features, Audi-inspired features, as we go along in the video. It's just worth noting at the start of the video. And as usual, you can open the boot from the key fob. The boot will actually automatically eject upwards. All you have to do is open it up fully. Quite a large amount of boot space, but there's no surprise there. Also, to move the rear seats forward, to have more boot space, you just pull the little toggles at the back. But I'll demonstrate that later. It's a very soft closing boot. Lovely. We have an exterior colour of crystal white, with an all black leather interior, with some metal contrasting with wood grain effects trim. It's worth also mentioning that you can also see the Audi inspired parts in this car right now. Very nice interior. And as you put the key in the ignition, the seat will automatically move forward to your predefined driver position. As you can see, there is a vast amount of technology in this Optima that you may not have noticed or seen in any other Kia models. Start up. And we'll shut the Optima up. This model runs on diesel. Has an automatic transmission. Also has a rear backup camera with guidance lines. There's also wood grain trim on top of the actual gear knob. Gives it that feel of quality. Also has an electronic parking brake. Pull up, deactivates the brake. Push down, activates the brake. There's also manual shiftability by the paddles at the rear of the steering wheel. In front of you, you have your 3-spoke leather designed steering wheel with grip extensions and gear change paddles. Very, very soft. There's also steering settings. Also, all the multimedia controls will be demonstrated in their appropriate section. And we'll turn the Kia off for the time being as we are in the showroom. Now let's take a look at the Kia infotainment system. To turn it on, press the on button in the middle. As usual, I can't demonstrate any radio stations, but you have your navigation system. It's also touchscreen, the system that I'm using. Your media, which is auxiliary input and so on. Radio, which is the obvious. There's also night mode, which turns the screen off but not the radio. Info, which is info about the current state of what you're doing in the car and so on. Also route and traffic information on your route that's in the predefined system. There's also the Bluetooth to connect your phone, navigation, audio, which is audio settings, so I can turn the touchscreen click on and off so I won't hear that. Traffic updates, the display, so you can have brightness for the screen high, mid and low, and map modes and so on. In quite a high resolution screen as well, that's implemented into the actual dashboard. Also, obviously you can change the volume via the controls on the steering wheel.
The Formula One motor racing boss, Bernie Eccleston, has won a multi-million-pound high court fight with a German media company.
You can set the radio stations and so on. There's also the phone controls and the voice input that I'll demonstrate in a minute. It's similar to the system that the Sportage uses, updated for 2013 with the 7-inch touchscreen, but also you can use the buttons if you so wish. Very simple system to use. Also new with Kias for 2014 is a full voice recognition system. It used to be just the media, the voice control, but now it controls thereabouts the whole infotainment system. To use this, just press the pedal on the steering wheel. Radio. And you can change to the different settings that are predefined here. I think you can also tune the radio as well with it. I haven't really had a go with it. And there's obviously the phone controls that I've already mentioned, but you need to Bluetooth your phone to the car. Turn it off, just press the middle button there. Obviously it also has CD input and so on. You can also have a clock as well, if you so please. It goes without saying that a lot of this is actually looking thereabouts Audi-ish. Obviously we know why that is. Moving further down the dashboard, we have our climate control settings. This has remained unchanged for this year, I believe. You can set the actual temperatures on the infotainment system and so on, so it's jaw or not jaw. That's automatic, that's air conditioning. There's also climate control, front and rear defog. You can change the fan speeds as well. Oh, and there's a big off button if you want it off. There's also heated seats front and rear. Moving further down, we have our cup holders and so on. And our centre stack storage, which as usual with Kias goes down quite deep. Everything's soft to the touch. Leather effect. Looking above the driver, you obviously have your sun blockers. Your illumination for the sun blockers, sunglass storage, and interior illumination again. Also moving on to the back of the car, and automatic mirrors and so on, so they tint to the sunlight. Now let's take a look at the exterior. Hazards are located at the centre stack here, and the fully automatic lights are located on this stalk. All windows are also fully automatic. The facelifted Optima is now one of Kia's most well-equipped and luxurious cars for sale in Europe. Surprising considering Kia never intended it to be a flagship model. The Optima is Kia's answer to the Audi A4 and high-class Volkswagens. New for 2014 is not necessarily a completely new car, but a refinement on the previous model. With the updated features, exterior and interior, the Optima is also now more sporty, with the option to have a red painted calipers, and the general styling have a more aggressive outlook. The Optima comes in three main trim levels: LX, EX and SX. They branch out to the SX Turbo, which is just a turbo diesel version of the SX. There's also the limited edition, which comes with cream Napa leather seats, and so on. Prices start from around £12,500 but can go up to the mid £25,000 region. With every trim level of the Optima, you get alloy wheels. On the SX Turbo I'm reviewing, it comes with machine finished 18-inch rims with tyres measuring 225/45. Ground clearance is 5.1 inches and a front and rear track of 62.6. The wheelbase is 110 inches. For those of you confused by what a wheelbase is, it is the length from the centre line of the front wheel to the centre line of the rear wheel. The SX Turbo here uses a 2-litre direct injected turbo diesel inline 4-cylinder engine, producing 274 brake horsepower at 6,000 rpm and 269 pounds-foot of torque at 4,500 rpm. Going through the model range, the LX produces 192 brake horsepower, the EX also has 192 brake horsepower, as well as the normal SX model, not to be confused with the SX Turbo that we have here. All engines are 16 valve and share a 6-speed automatic transmission with automatic overdrive and Sportmatic mode. And we'll see how the Optima sounds. You can hear that turbocharger whistling away. Very nice. Naturally, the Optima has fully electrically adjustable seats with lumbar support. I'll demonstrate them for you now. It's been a while since I showed my face on camera, so hi, how you doing? Apologies about the formal error at work, you see. This button here, this toggle, toggles how high the seat is. It also brings the rear back a bit just for that extra back support. This one toggles the rear and where the rear is situated. So you can have it up here if you wanted, but I'm not sure why you want that. And this button affects the lumbar support. I can feel it hugging into my back. Sorry, it's a bit of a weird feeling. You also have memory controls on near the door handles, so you can set up to 2 different settings for the seat, obviously if there are 2 drivers. We'll shut the Kia up. Like I mentioned before, the Kia has several different drive modes. Press the button once, you go into Eco mode. Another time, it goes into Sport mode, which also affects the steering wheel. And then there's obviously the normal stock mode. There's also cruise control as well. There's also front and rear parking assist. If we turn that on right now and go into reverse, you'll get the beep to let you know how close you are. You can turn that off with this button here. Naturally, the Optima also has mirror, fold in, fold out electronic support. What we have to do, this button folds in the mirrors and fold them out again. You can also, with the traditional Kia system, move the little toggle in the middle to the right or the left, indicating which mirror you want to move, and use the directional buttons around the outside to move the mirror in a predefined optical direction. Lovely. I think the mirrors are also heated. Also down to the bottom right of the steering wheel, you also have your controls for the electronic disperse program, parking controls. You also have your illumination controls for the LCD. It's at maximum now. If I press down, you can change the illumination to exactly what illumination you want. Now let's take a look at the rear compartment. Coming into new cars these days is a system with magnets that allows the door to practically, well, remain in the same position that you set it without predefined locks of where the door can set itself, if you get my drift. See? Moving further in, the rear is also leather with perforation. Also rear and front seats are heated. There's also rear air conditioning. Very comfortable seats, very soft. Also, as I mentioned, rear illumination, handles, fully automatic rear windows also. Cup holders, and I think there is storage somewhere here, not too sure. This is also leather, soft to the touch, very nice. Very nice place to be, the entire of the interior of the Kia. Top marked for that. Also at the driver's side door, there are the controls to open up the fuel cap and the boot, as you can see now. Very Audi reminiscent with the toggle pulling up. Thank you very much for watching my review of the Kia Optima 2014 facelift. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you subscribe for more videos from NK Motors. Feel free to check the NK Motors website out, as this car is here as a demo. It won't be going anywhere, so if you want to come and take a look at the car, you're more than welcome. And come this week, I'll probably be here, so yeah, there we are. But in the meantime, then I'll see you later, guys. Thanks very much. Bye.